Hey, what's up, DxO PhotoLab photographers? In this video tutorial, I'm going to try to turn this photo into a dramatic black and white photo and use some luminosity masking to do that. This is a photo I took in Machu Picchu, and this is a llama or a polka, I'm not too sure. Anyways, let's get started. The first thing I want to do is maybe turn off this DxO smart lighting here, which automatically gets applied with the DxO standard preset right here. So I'm just going to shut it off here, the DxO smart lighting, just to reduce some of the exposure or auto correction. If you do want to remove this automatic DxO standard preset or whichever preset you have, you can go to the settings and then you can check the auto apply presets. Usually DxO standard for the raw images is pretty good. It applies some really good corrections, so I highly recommend you leave it on, but there are other options if you like. Anyways, I'm gonna close this, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this into a monochrome photo here. So I'll just go to the color section and I'll just leave it at the default generic black and white rendering here. Now the image is a little bit washed out. It lacks a little bit of contrast in the midtones. We can kind of see it here, and it's not at its blackest point or at its whitest point. So the first thing I want to do is actually there's a little bit of a rope here or a barrier. Let me zoom in here. So I think we should clean this up first. So I'm going to click on this retouch tool here, and I think I'll keep it like that. Let's see how this does. And it didn't do a good selection. Let me move it just to about here. I'll go to the hand tool, take a look at the before and after here, and it looks pretty good. So I think I'm happy with that. Anyways, going back to this photo, the first thing I want to do is I want to increase the shadows on this guy right here. So the way I can do that maybe is I could use the luminosity masking, and I'll go to the masking section here. I'm going to click on the luminosity masking option here. The luminosity mask, I think it's right now only available if you have the film pack installed. Hopefully in the future you don't require film pack to have the luminosity mask available. Anyways, I'm going to click on this here, and I have this eye picker tool or the luminosity picker tool. I'm going to click on the clouds right now, and you can see it's selecting the clouds here. So white reveals and black conceals. I'll click on the polka here, see how this does. So I did a pretty good job of selecting the polka just around the clouds here. Now what I need to do is clean up this mask a little bit, and the way I can do that is click on the eraser tool, and I'm going to increase the size, decrease the feather, and I'm just going to clean this up here just like that, and just like that, and just like that. The other thing is with the tool right here, the luminosity mask, it's divided into 11 stops of exposure. So between each one of these numbers is one stop or doubling of the light. This is called the zone system, or it mimics the zone system by Ansel Adams. And from my understanding, when Ansel Adams was exposing his camera or his film camera for a photo, he usually exposed for the shadows or the blacks, and then he would correct the exposure or set up or process the image for the highlights. Anyways, I'm going to try and adjust this to see if I can better improve the adjustment here. And I'm just going to go here and move this to the left, and then I'm going to push this in to reduce some of the whites, and that doesn't do a good job here. So let me see how I could try to improve this a little bit better. Just like that. And it's still not doing a good job. So it looks like I may need to continue using the brush to paint or mask this part away. Let me take a look here. This is almost like using the levels tool. I can also probably click on these numbers here and try to correct it. Actually, this is a good option, but it doesn't select the neck really good there. So let me just try to get this back to where it was. Just like that. And yeah, so it's not that good in terms of this photo, but usually this is what you would do to use the feathering on the bottom adjustments here, and the top adjustments you would assign it to one of these exposure levels or the zone system. But I think I'm going to have to use the brush here to paint this guy away. I want to paint away the shadow as well, so I'm going to increase the feather and decrease the brush size here, and just start painting this guy around here. And just like that. And I'm going to decrease the exposure just a little bit, just to make sure I can see what I'm painting away in terms of the shadow. I'll go to the color overlay here. And I think I got this guy good, and I actually painted away his elbows or his knees here. So I need to add that back. Let me see if I can add that back by clicking here, decreasing the size. Sometimes this might accidentally delete it, but it looks like it's working here. So I can add that back. Let me increase the flow and the opacity. And I think that's good enough for now. With this luminosity mask, I can try to correct this area here as well a little bit. Anyways, I'm going to hide this mask, and now I can adjust the shadows just slightly and the midtones slightly. And let's take a look at the before and after. This is the before, and this is the after with the luminosity masking. It did wash out the shadows a little bit, so I think I'll need to decrease the midtones and the shadows here. Now that looks a little bit better. This image still looks a little bit bland or washed out, but at least we can see the alpaca a little bit better. Let me take a look at the before and after. So we improved the shadows on the alpaca using the luminosity masking. Now let's see what else I can do here. So I need to put a little bit more focus onto this guy right here. And the way I can do that is I could click on this plus sign here, just like that. And then I can click on the control points right here, the control point mask. And then I'm going to click here. I'm going to click here, and it's better I go to the black and white overlay. So that looks good. Just like that. And I'll add one more right there. And the way I can put a little bit more focus onto this guy is using the DxO Clearview Plus. Just like that. So already this guy looks a lot better with the DxO Clearview Plus. Let me show you the before and after. Before and after. So this looks pretty good. The other thing I can probably do is add a little bit more contrast or detail to the grass here. And the way I can probably do that is using the graduated filter. And I'm just going to put this like this Let me go to the color overlay, just like that. And I think I'm going to keep it like this. And maybe I can get a little bit of the body of this guy as well. Now let's see how this looks. I will increase the contrast slightly and increase the micro contrast. So let's take a look at the before and after. So it did add a little bit of a boost to the grass here as well as the alpaca here. So this looks pretty good. Now the other thing is regarding the blacks and the whites. So the blacks is not at the blackest point and the white is not at the whitest point. So I'm just going to go to this hand tool and go to the tone section here. And I'm going to see what I can do with the blacks. I will decrease it slightly. And you can see it doesn't look too good here. So one thing I can do is I can mask this guy again, or copy one of the masks or duplicate it to leave him out. But I think what I'll do is I'll just slightly decrease it to about -3. And then I will increase the whites. So the DxO PhotoLab doesn't have a whites section. So one way I can do that is using the tone curve to adjust the whites just like that. So I will just map it to the left a little bit, just to try to even out the exposure. I'm looking at the histogram while I'm doing this as well. And I think I'll just keep it like that. Let's see the before and after with the tone curve. Like that and like that. So that looks pretty good. The other thing I should probably do is, since it's very bright around here and this guy's dark and it's more bright here, maybe I can darken this area with a traditional vignette around the subject here. So I went to the FX section here. I will put a creative vignette and maybe just decrease it to 15. I'll set the center, click on this and move the center right here. And let's take a look at this vignette, see how it looks. And I think -61 is looking good. One of the things you got to be careful of is this banding. If you put up too much vignette or these artifacts that are being introduced. So I will decrease the intensity to about -48, and that looks good. So let's see the before and after without the vignette. So I like how this looks. And the one thing I want to do is go to this 1-to-1 view, take a look at this alpaca to make sure it has enough detail. So it looks pretty good. And it looks like it's a little bit blurry here, but around here there's a little bit more detail, so that looks good. So let's take a look at the before and after of this image side by side. This is the before and this is the after. So what do you guys think about this black and white or monochrome photo using the luminosity masking? Do you guys like the color version better or this black and white photo? And if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. And as always, live easy, sleep breezy, and stay lovely.